Initiative. Speaking at a gala dinner in conjunction with the 24th ASEAN-China SOM-DOC, Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng, revealed that Sarawak is already exporting electricity to Indonesia and is preparing to supply power to Sabah.
Talking about economic development, it is indeed the task of Sarawak to share what we have with our neighbors. At the moment, we are having good electricity supply to our neighbor Kalimantan Barat, Western Kalimantan, and we are in the process of supplying power to our neighbor Sabah. And the chairman of ASEAN this year, our Prime Minister, has asked me to explore the possibility of extending our power supply to the southern part of Philippines as part of the ASEAN grid. And with that, we hope that the network of economic deliberation and connection among us will strengthen the future of ASEAN and beyond.
The 24th ASEAN-China senior officials meeting on the South China Sea isn't about drawing borders. Instead, the focus is on two key priorities. Foreign Affairs Ministry Secretary General Datuk Sri Amran Mohamed Zain says one of them is making sure every ASEAN member, along with China and other nations, continue to honour the principles laid out in the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea.
Aspek yang kedua yang penting, yang utama juga ialah rundingan yang sedang diteruskan berhubung dengan Code of Conduct, COC. DOC, Declaration, COC, Code of Conduct, tata laku on South China Sea. So kita mempunyai target untuk menamatkan rundingan pada bulan Julai tahun 2026. So masa tarikh akhir deadline semakin hampir dan kita perlu tingkatkan lagi usaha rundingan secara lebih agresif, lebih aktif supaya draft COC ini dapat dimuktamadkan mengikut jadual.
After meeting with the Sarawak Premier today, Amran said the courtesy call was a chance to brief Abang Johari on Malaysia's role as ASEAN chair and to update him on key issues being discussed within ASEAN and with its dialogue partners, including China. The 48 ASEAN-China Joint Working Group and senior officials meetings on the South China Sea are underway in Kuching, running from August 11th through the 14th.
Now, the Sarawak Sewerage Services Department, or JPPS, is poised to launch a transformative sewerage project aimed at delivering long-term benefits to residents in Kuching, Kota Samarahan, Bintulu and Miri. The project encompasses key components such as a centralized wastewater management, a centralized sewerage system and a rationalization of sewerage system. Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Dr. Sim Kui Hian, has confirmed that the project is currently in the design phase. And once completed, areas including Sungai Maung, Kota Kampung and Sekamah in Kuching, G4, Krukup, Pujut, Piasau and Marina in Miri, as well as Desa Ilmu and Uni Garden in Kota Samarahan and Jalan Tun Hussein On area in Bintulu will reap the benefits.
We have Kuching centralized wastewater management package 2, scheme value 750 million. 4,000 properties and cover Kubaria, Penang, Java, Laru, Heritage Garden and so on. And all these are very good because as we are high income, we don't want to be jungle mono standards, right? And then and so all the partners the contractor, you better listen, Kuching centralized wastewater management system, Zone 1 package 3, 3,000 houses, Miri centralized sewerage system phase 2, 4,000 total properties, Samarahan centralized system, sewerage system phase 1, 3,000 houses, all together scheme value about 1.653 billion.
During his speech at the 2025 JPPS annual dinner, Dr. Sim highlighted that since its establishment in 2008, JPPS has successfully implemented several major projects. These include the Kuching Centralized Wastewater Management System Zone 1 Package A, Zone 1 Package 2 covering the Darul Hana area, and the Miri Phase 1 Centralized Sewerage System. He added that the total value of these projects amounts to 978 million ringgit for all three centralized systems. Arts, culture and lifestyle will be the epicenter of this year's edition of What About Kuching, WAK, more famously known as WAK, during the launching ceremony of the event's 7th edition. Minister of Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Datuk Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah commended the extraordinary festival that WAK has put out since it started 7 years ago. Now the event has become a dynamic platform for the community to showcase various facets of Sarawak's culture, arts and lifestyle, expanded into cities such as Cebu and Miri, aside from Kuching as its traditional venue.
And along the way, we also discuss. It looks like it's very successful in Kuching. Why don't we look into moving to other divisions? And I think for the last 2 years, last year was the first one in Cebu and Miri. Somehow the whole thing clicked. The whole thing clicked in Cebu and Miri. There are lots of acceptance down there, and it looks like it's going to stay this way. And we get a lot of good comment from visitors, from friends who come down here during that month of October. So the month of October, which used to be a very dull month, has turned out to be a very, very interesting month.
The 7th edition of WAK will feature 49 collaborators, 67 unique events and 369 daily activities located at 44 different venues in Kuching. Meanwhile, Festival Director Donald Tan said this year, WAK's abbreviation is changed to We Are Kindred rather than What About Kuching.
We are kindred. So, bringing the communities throughout Sarawak together as one creative community. This transformation beautifully symbolizes the expansion of our festival platform from Kuching to Cebu and Miri, 3 vibrant cityscapes that now stands as living showcases of Sarawak's rich cultural tapestry and dynamic creative spirit.
The theme of the festival will be centered around roots. WAK Festival 2025 will take place throughout the month of October in Kuching, with satellite editions already held earlier in June in Cebu and Miri. Visitors can look forward to a diverse lineup of events including music, theatre, visual arts, crafts, gastronomy and community activities. The Attorney-General's Chambers, or AGC, has decided to initiate an inquisition into the death of the late ZARA QAIRINA Mahathir, in accordance with the provisions under subsection 339(1) of the Criminal Procedure Code, Act 593. The AGC confirmed that this decision follows a review of the investigation report submitted by PDRM regarding Zara's passing when she was studying at Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Agama SMKA Tun Datu Mustafa in Papar. The statement further emphasized that the inquest will be carried out independently and transparently in a coroner's court in full accordance with the law. Previously, the Ministry of Education MOE had instructed the Principal, Assistant Principal of Student Affairs and all wardens of the school to be temporarily reassigned to the State Education Department of Sabah until investigation is completed. MOE said this decision was made following the announcement by the police that the Bukit Aman Special Task Force had taken over the investigation into the case. Earlier today, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim called for an immediate and transparent investigation into the assault case involving the son of former Economy Minister Datuk Seri Rafizi Ramli. Anwar said he had conveyed the matter to Home Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail. On a Facebook post, Anwar said that the nation is going through a rather rough time since the bullying case of ZARA QAIRINA that led to her demise, and yet the nation is now faced with a public attempt of treacherous assault. He also prayed for the well-being of Rafizi and his family. Earlier, Rafizi said that about 1:45 p.m., his son and wife were getting into their car to leave a shopping mall in Putrajaya when a man grabbed the boy and pricked him with a syringe. He claimed that the assault involved two men on a motorcycle clad in black attire and helmets. Following the incident, his son was taken to a hospital for treatment. Some updates from the Parliament. The Ministry of Transport is considering a proposal to establish the Malaysian Transportation Safety Board, or MTSB, a dedicated body tasked with investigating road accidents in the country. Minister Anthony Loke stated that the proposal follows recommendations from a special task force set up by the ministry to investigate the fatal accident involving members of the Federal Reserve Unit FRU in Teluk Intan, as well as a tour bus crash involving students from University Pendidikan Sultan Idris UPSI in Gerik Perak earlier this year.
Sedang berangka dasar untuk penubuhan MTSB ini. Dan untuk makluman yang berhormat, memang sedang dipertimbangkan di peringkat kementerian, tetapi untuk menubuhkan satu badan baru, satu agensi baru, bukan yang mudah. Ada juga rakan-rakan kat sana yang pernah menjadi menteri. Tahu ada banyak proses yang panjang. Yang pertama, kita kena buat kertas jemaah menteri, memorandum jemaah menteri untuk bawa balik kepada kabinet untuk mendapat kerurusan dasar.
Meanwhile, Anthony said his ministry would also introduce several initiatives to elevate the status of the driving profession, including training programs aimed at producing more competent and professional drivers. Our top story. Israel is in discussions with South Sudan, possibly to resettle Palestinians from Gaza to the said country, devastated by Israel's 22-month inhumane offense in Palestine. While the plan is still under negotiation, it has raised concerns over human rights, as it involves relocating people from one conflict zone to another. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has supported the idea of quote-unquote voluntary migration for Gazans, echoing a proposal from US President Donald Trump. Israel has also explored similar options with other African nations. And meanwhile, Palestinian groups, human rights organizations, and much of the international community oppose the plan, viewing it as a forced expulsion. And for South Sudan, however, such an agreement could strengthen ties with Israel and align it more closely with the US administration, which had previously backed the resettlement idea but has since backed off. Neither Israel's foreign ministry nor South Sudan officials have commented, and the US State Department has also declined to address the issue. And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Yusuf Shukri. Thank you for watching. Assalamualaikum and good night.